Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Try Not to Grin. I am your host, Grin, and welcome back. On a side note, I'm watching this series called Invincible, and it is... You know, it's also, things hit different. We're going to get into memes. By the way, this is a meme series where we just sit on our Discord, we look at memes. The tab is open for everyone to post shit. Try not to be too crazy edgy, and love you forever. And I'll hopefully show these in videos, but I'll be honest, we're really backed up, so it might be a month till you see this. Forgive me. You got to put in the work. Anyways, and I'm sorry. You put in more than enough work. Anyways, what I was about to say was, I'm watching this show, Invincibles, and holy shit, man. It's always good though when you're seeing a show, and it's like you're coming off of like a spree of just watching, like, for instance, I just watched a bunch of like slice of life anime just because I gotta catch up on my stupid shows, so I'm doing that. And I'm like, yeah, it's like cute and all that, and it's funny, but then you're like, but I crave violence, and then this show comes out and it's like, I'm gonna fucking show you some violence that you've never seen, and you're like, yes, I'm sick, and there's problems, I'm a broken man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to the memes and have a good time. He is going for it. Golly, look at that. When you only have 45 seconds to eat before the next round starts, so you just inhale a whole cake? That looks like a cake. You just suck down a cake? God damn, you're gonna have a sugar rush. You're gonna fucking pass out while you're playing games. What is the... Okay, this is not a video. No, it's a video game. It's probably just a meme thing. It looks like a video game. Anyways, also, what are people doing? Shoving down a cake in your mouth. Cake is something that should be, like, what do you call it? Enjoyed and like made sure to enjoy. You know, people like throw away gold. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, people, this is the problem. You're part of the problem. All right? It's not that you're eating too much. It's that you're not enjoying what you're actually eating. Me, after using 2 bullets in 100 round magazine, reload. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Also, it's always nice when like there's games that facilitate weird ass ways of play. Like, that was something that one of the good parts about Outriders is the mod system. There was like cool mods where like when you reload, or when you hit an enemy, when you reload, it does like a burst of damage. Now it turns out, as always, it was not scaled well at all, so it did nothing. It was basically a useless perk, but the idea was still neat. If you were a person that compulsively reloaded, that could be a pretty decent way of play. Or even if you can make it better, and instead of it just being like a damage buff that like your bullet's basically like a deploying thing, and instead it deployed like a spore, and that spore burst and like other bullets came out of that said spore and traced enemies to a poor extent, but still some extent. That would be a really cool idea, and it probably would be a nightmare to code, but it would still be better than a 1,000 different, like, buffs your damage by 15%, buffs your damage when behind cover, and you're like, okay, whatever, dude, you know? I'm refreshing and give you energy. I'm low calories and full of vitamins. I want to hurt you. I want this one. They didn't give me anything? I don't know if that's true, because whenever you eat some spicy food, it does like shock your system to the point where your system almost has to like fight back. Like, it's like, oh god, we're being attacked. And you're like, yes, take me. You're like, okay, let's relax. Although I don't know, but yeah, I'm refreshing and give you energy. Oh, is it because of sugar? I don't know. I've never heard that oranges give you energy. I've heard that broccoli is like a superfood, but fucking man, every goddamn thing. You're like, is this good for you? And then there's 8,000 studies that are like, it's gonna make you fucking feel great. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why are you so close to me? And it's just some crazy people popping off about like just some shit, and it's good for you, but it's like, come on guys, I get you're trying to sell an article, but like, you're making it sound like it's gonna cure some shit. You're the reason why fucking anti-vaxxers get off right now, is you're making it sound like it's gonna do everything. I say that it's a person who like moderates my diet and has seen great like results from just varying what you eat, but still, chill out. I don't know why, but my left nostril is leaking. Like a lot. I'm the perfect man. Totally not falling apart because of allergy. Why is Shia so sad when you've been tossing and turning all night and you fall asleep and your alarm goes off for work. I don't have this, my guy, but what I do have is that when you're sitting down, you're laying down, and then you go to sleep, and then like 3 seconds later you kind of wake up, but you're fully fucking awake, and you're like, what the fuck? I only got like an hour of sleep, but I feel like I'm revving to go, and I know if I get up now, one, it's like 3 a.m., so stupid just to do that anyway, but I'm gonna feel like death in like an hour. So like, what is my body doing? Do I have like genetic code that's like a lion's gonna come and eat you? You need to get up and move and get 1 hour of sleep and then spend the hour, sleep on 1 more hour, spend the hour. I feel like this is gonna take years off my life. Okay, doing co-op domains with Venti. I was well, that's not true. You can, Luke is one of those people who can kind of a little bit fuck with Venti. You just use that Phoenix and then whap, especially with Vaporize. Yeah, Luke, that's a vaporized thing in there. You're gonna hit that, you're gonna kill everybody. Also, guess what, you asshole? If you apply fire to that, guess what? If you're running Viridescent Veneer, what do you call it? You're gonna shred their pyro damage. So you're just gonna be dealing more damage. So it's like, oh, boo-hoo, I don't gonna do anything. You're gonna do more. We're amplifying you, you fucking idiot. People, god damn you. I'm a Venti main. I've been a Venti main for a long time. I wouldn't say main. I've been a Venti player for a long time. People are always like, it's so stupid. And I'm like, dude, once they come down, you can do like, what is it, 25 or something weird shit, more damage? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Or I think it's like 45. So it's like, chill the hell out. Okay, childhood friend, I'm gonna confess him to a transfer student. Ugh, critical moist. Moist pops up in here. What does this mean exactly? So like, you're gonna childhood friend, like, is it a female childhood friend talking, like, or is it, I guess that's how that works, yes? Or is the meme that he is so beautiful that this man is now going to take your childhood friend woman, I would assume? Or is it like the childhood friend's about to confess to the male, but then the male sees the transfer student, which normally is a woman, but in this instance is Moist Critical, and I don't know which one it is. Both are kind of fine. Moist Critical makes it just a punchline in anything, really. But, dude, I seen this meme that was so good, and I can't really talk about it or else it will out me. But it was like a Doom meme, and it was like one of the things that was on Doom's side was the childhood friend trope, and I was like, yes, my friend, my people. Me, who pulled Chung-Yun on the beginner banner 6 months ago and already achieved friendship level 10. What? Yeah, dude, I have max constellation Chung-Yun, and he's level 0. So I know he's good. He's just not. I don't want another. I like Razor. That's my whole. You know when you try to come up with some shit to describe your actions, but then you're like, honestly, that's a lie. I just chose Razor because I like Razor and I didn't want to level up another random character that I was like a Claymore character in Ice. Imagine if Bob Ross and Gordon Ramsay had swapped professions. The chicken is raw, but that's okay. The chicken is raw, but that's okay. We can cook it a little more. It'll be a secret little accident. Does the tree look fucking happy to eat? Does it? I love. Also, man, I think Gordon Ramsay's daughter like goof on him with like a water thing. I'm just like, if I fucking squirted a bunch of water in my parents' face, because that was the goof, it would not have happened positively. It's not just like my parents were better. It's just my parents were. I was like, you don't do that to your fucking parents. You don't soak your parents, you know. Even for a meme, which is why like I would have had to like, I'd be like, hey mom, mom, please. It's gonna give me credit on the line, all right. I'll take the trash out. I'll do all this stuff. I just need to take a water bottle and squirt you in the face. I know it sounds like, honestly, it sounds horrific. I don't want to do this anymore. It freaks me out. Yeah, never mind. I'm out. I remember reading this story of this guy who met his wife at a Star Trek convention, but she spoke Portuguese. Oh, really? I'm Portuguese. That's dope. And he spoke French, but they both could speak Klingon. And that's how they communicated through the first few months of their relationship until they learned each other's languages. That seems lovely. Also, like super rare. like what are the odds you're gonna meet people who have dedicated enough time to genuinely know how to speak Klingon? Also, is Klingon like a very specific language, or is it generality? Like, is it like, hey, this means headpiece, and there's no way to describe that it's really like a knight helmet, you know what I mean, or whatever, or like a crusader helmet. I don't know. That's always the one that's kind of shocking to me, man. And there's so many options. Like, there's so many amazing stories out there about like love stories that actually worked out, and it kind of makes people, including myself, kind of bewildered and like shocked. Like, there's instances where people have arranged marriages, but then they're like, fast forward a couple years and they're madly in love. But then there's instances where a person, like, they meet in a special random way, and it's like fate pulled them together, and boom, now they're in love. There's also instances where people have known each other throughout the course of their entire life, and then just kind of flip a switch and say, okay, now we're going to be doing this. We're going to be in a relationship. We're going to do all this stuff, and we're going to see if this works out, and boom, it works out. And there's every instance that I just described, except it's not working out. But it's interesting to see, like, just thousands of different ways things can come into fruition. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think language, like being able to communicate with someone, is huge. How is that? So the fact that you have like people who have it seems like a I assume they don't speak Klingon every fucking day. It'd be an alternative like side language for that to really be enough to like describe everything that you're feeling and that you want. It'd be interesting. But then there's probably instances where people, it's like the physical weird connections and all these things and attraction and all this other stuff can probably make up for the communication, as long as you're not doing anything absurd, of course. But yeah, crazy ways. What is this? This is the girl that dropped an N-bomb, but she was adorable about it, and she wasn't meaning any harm. It was just like a cultural not knowing how to say words. Why is nobody calling the cops, even though I'm doing all these horrible things? I know. She's so cute. Oh, I see. She's so cute. I know. The dude's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How can you handle it? Is she wearing one of those Paris things, cute hats? Adorable. That's what people. I feel like we're getting into the age where this is probably ideal. Like, at first people were like, man, if you're beautiful, you just get everything handed to you. And now I feel like cute people who have the innate adorable nature to them, are start realizing that most people will not fight them on their shitty behavior if it is coupled with being, of course, adorable. One venti, please. She gives you a Starbucks? What is that? What does that mean? She just gives you a Starbucks? Is that the thing? One venti, please. Here's 3 wishes. Here's a Starbucks coffee and not a venti. I feel like I'm supposed to understand. Or is this a venti? Oh! Gross. One of the Starbucks drinks is called a venti. Stop it. Can technically get for free. Has potential, but rarely used. Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm not on the like. She's not good, but it's one of those ones where it's like, guys, I don't know. It's like a Bennett versus what's her name. It's like Bennett, you can build like a fucking unga bunga idiot and make happen. If you don't, you gotta build a what's her name with pretty goddamn stacked stats all across the board if you want to make her both things. But I digress. Claymore user, short hair. That's his gain. Nice. Can infuse your attacks with elemental damage. Except you don't want to do that for Venti. Easy elemental reactions. Yeah. Usually / always used for support instead of main DPS. Again, it's one of those ones where I'm like, guys, I understand that they can be used for DPS, but it's like one of those ones where it's like you can deal like 100 some odd damage or whatever to like a crazy amount. And yes, I know vaporize. Yes, sure. I guess you're right. Yeah. If you like, but that to me is a weird fucking sell. It's like you got to apply a wet status, and you got to hit Bennett, and then you got to apply a wet status again, and you got to hit it again, and you got to wait 4 seconds, then hit it again, and then there's elemental cooldown, so you're kind of just sitting there like, and then you can finally activate it again. Are they flying together? Can Child fly? This is the first time I'm seeing Child can fucking fly. And Klee just dive bomb, carpet bombs, kills everyone in Mondstadt. Klee, you're sick. You need help. And by help, I mean death. To how unbelievably cute you are, which won't happen. Anyways, I think I forgot something. If you forgot it, then it wasn't important. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, okay. I did this the other day. Dude, you know what's bullshit? You know what fucking sucks ass? I'm not sure if anyone else can relate to this, but it's really important to do your artifact farm just so your account keeps gaining like it's like consistent gain, and whenever there's like a new artifact that you want to level up, you have like the means to infuse it. So it's important to do artifact farm. I'm not sure if you guys are the same way, but I was sitting there yesterday and my artifact farm kept getting like further and further away from like the time which is optimal for me to be able to play Genshin, which is like in the morning really quick before I do anything. So like I play for like 30 minutes and just grind up my shit, then stop. But I kept letting it get. It started at like 8 a.m. and then it started creeping all the way to like 12, and now it's at 1. And then I was like, okay, I need to reset. I need to just get it to 8 again. But then I forgot about it again. The artifact farm. I always did my dailies and shit. But then I look and it's like like at 12, and I'm like, I don't want to keep it at 12, so then I gotta wait another day, and then the day I finally clicked in, it's like it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. right now, fuck. So now I'm gonna wait again tomorrow. I'm just like, god damn it, I keep forgetting this thing. Sometimes I feel bad for not checking in with people to see how they're doing, until I realize phones work both ways, and no one is checking in on me. Well, I disagree super hard on this one. The reason why is because you cannot expect anyone to give you something that you're not giving them. Yeah, that's the thing that starts. It's like, no, like again, if you want people to be interested in you, you need to be interested in them. Or to be interesting is to be interested. It's another way to phrase it. But yeah, so to me it's like, if like again, this works for like the nihilistic mind to be like, yeah, no one gives a shit about me, so why should I give a shit about them? Well, if you want them to give a shit about you, you first need to be on, like, make sure you're doing good stuff for them. Now, if you do this for like a couple weeks and you're constantly giving and they're not giving anything, then you can either 1, walk away. I would suggest not doing this. 2, bring it up to them, and whatever comes of it, walk away after, or your relationship improves. Or I'd just be content with not having certain people in your life if you don't want them to be in your life. That's totally okay too. But to expect to like assume that there's causality here, I think is causality in the opposite direction, or there's 2 types of causality. One of them is like, well, why would I care about them if they're not caring about me? But it's like, in order for them to care about you, you need to care about them. And it's always better, in my opinion, to be the person that's like, well, then I should, like, again, you can't control other people, but what you can control is how you are to other people. That's the only thing you can control, and ideally you would also make sure people know what you want from them. So if you want people to reach out and do all that stuff, then phone them and be the first thing that you mention. Be like, hey, asshole, why didn't you call me? All right, I'm sitting here waiting. And then, of course, if you don't have a friend with a stick up their ass, they'll laugh and be like, yeah, sorry, I got busy. And then you're like, okay, I understand that your life got crazy, and that's totally fine. Hell, you know, empathy, all that stuff. But yeah, I digress. I say this as a person who does a third option unintentionally. I talked to you guys about this beforehand, but I'm not sure if anyone can relate. But man, I have like a super big problem, and that's why like I kind of need like people who are like clingy, or like, yeah, clingy is the best way I can describe it in my life. Not because I don't like want to be around people, but it's because I get super like tunnel vision. Like when I'm passionate about something, I'm all in, and I'm like focused on trying to get good at it, trying to complete it, and etc. To where literally things like, and this happened bad when I was younger. When I was first getting into YouTube, I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I barely slept. I got like super into it, the whole editing and YouTube and all that stuff. And all I did was just crank out content. Now, of course, that wasn't the right way to go about it, because I wasn't really learning. I was just kind of running on a pendulum and not moving anywhere. But I digress. I forgot to reach out to friends, and the good news is I also found a way to like pull people back that I haven't seen in a while. So to like be really like, again, to be interested in them, to ask what's going on with them, to catch up and like make times feel like old times, so that they wanted to like pull you back into the friend group. And I was like, whew, I cultivated this ability because I'm a mess. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, love the memes. Absolutely astonishing. I'm gonna do one of these. Gonna do one of the pins. Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna probably have to go talk for an hour, making the final part to our How to Make Friends and Influence a book review of the last part to how to Be a Leader, which is a great book. Would highly advise you guys checking those videos out if you want some self-help book loveliness. But yes, that's what I'm off to do. Thank you so much for your time. You guys have been nothing shy of lovely, hilarious memes as always. Ooh, I just hit myself in the very weak point of my knee. Ooh, golly. Thank you so much. Also, more content like this coming on the channel as always. We probably will do some Reddits, but I just wanted to kind of anchor ourselves back into our lovely home, which is our Discord memes tab. Which, by the way, probably should link our Discord as like the first tab in the description of these videos, just because it's kind of like, if anyone wants to upload some goofy fun memes, you can. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate you immensely, and goodbye. Also, I don't mention this enough. If you did like or subscribe or favorite or anything like that, or add to watch list or whatever, appreciate it immensely. It does help me out a great deal. Also, if anyone watches the majority of the video, that's the most important, huge thing you can do. And I don't deserve that because they're long videos, but thank you so much, and goodbye.